Good morning, dear students. I am teaching chapter 17 and name of the chapter 17 is the forests. Listen, 17 forests. Forests. Yesterday we discussed about useful plants and plant products and interdependence among us living organisms, and today we will discuss about food chain. What is the food chain? In food chain, who eats whom? Who eats whom? It described above, all organisms dependent on each other. All organisms dependent on each other, and if there are no plants, herbivorous animals would not get their food because herbivorous animals eat only grasses, plants, etc. And in turn would starve as they eat herbivorous animals. The process of who eats whom or eating and being eaten is called the food chain. What is the food chain? Who eats whom or eating and being eaten is called food chain. I will tell you one example. This is the grass. Then grasshopper will eat the grass. Grasshopper. Then grasshopper. Frog eats grasshopper and snake eats frog. And hawk this is the food chain. Grass is eaten by the grasshopper. Grasshopper is eaten by frog. Frog is eaten by snake. Snake is eaten by hawk. So this is a chain. This is a kind of chain. In this, who eats whom, eating or being eaten is called the food chain. And when you will see the diagram 17.8, it is given that what is the food chain. It is a kind of cycle where grass eaten by the grasshopper, grasshopper eaten by the frog, frog is eaten by snake, snake is eaten by hawk. And many food chains are present in the forest, and these food chains are interconnected, forming a food web. Sometimes this food chain is interconnected and forming food web. This is the food web. In this, grass is not eaten by the grasshopper. Different kinds of animals, those who are herbivorous, are eating grass. And grasshopper is not only eaten by the frog. Different kind of animals can eat grasshopper. Frog not only eaten by the snake. Different kind of animals can eat frog. Those who are carnivorous, those who are eating flesh of the other animals. So sometimes they are interconnected to each other, so they form the food web. Now come to the scavenger and decomposers. What is the scavengers and decomposers? Scavengers and decomposers. Have you ever seen any animal eating dead animals? You might have seen vulture or crows eating dead animals, and some such kind of animals are called the scavenger. Some animals are eating dead animals, and this type of animals are called the scavengers. And some insects are also scavengers. Dead plants and animals, fallen leaves, leftover food material, rot after some days. This process of rotting is called decomposition, and certain living organisms like bacteria and fungi help in the process, and such organisms are called the decomposers. And decomposers break down the organic matters. Decomposers break down the organic matter of dead organism into the simple nutrients in the soil. And from the soil, the nutrients are again absorbed by the roots of plants, and then in this way cycling of nutrients takes place. Thus, a forest is a dynamic living entity, as it consists of living organisms of different kinds performing different roles. So, what are the scavengers and decomposers? And now, balanced in nature. Balance in nature. How we can make balance in the nature? For a living things to survive, it must exist in a certain proportion and allow other living things to exist. Living things cannot afford to exist without any check. For instance, if there are too many lions, they will kill all the deer. If too many lions are there, then they will kill all the deer which is present in the forest. On the other hand, if there are too many deer, they will eat too much grass and not leave any grass for the other animals. Thus, different living organisms must exist to survive and allow others to survive. This result is a complete balance in nature. So, if too many lions are there, then they will kill all the deer. If too many deer are there, then they will eat all the grasses. Then no grasses are left for the other animals. So it's God provide nature. God provide different things. So it automatically it balanced nature. Otherwise, it is very difficult to balance. Dependence of animals on plants. Animals dependent upon plants in various ways. Animals dependent on plants for the food, for shelter, for oxygen, for food. All animals depend for their food directly or indirectly on green plants for food. All animals dependent for their food directly or indirectly on green plants. For oxygen, plants give out oxygen during the process of photosynthesis, and the oxygen so liberated is used by animals and plants for their respiration and for the shelter. Some animals depend on animals for shelter, and they make their homes in the holes in trees, and some birds build their nest in the trees, and many insects like grasshopper, moths, ants, beetles, etc. live in trees. Monkeys also live on trees. Now it was the dependence of animals on plants. Now dependence of plants on animals. Why plants are dependent on animals? For carbon dioxide. So plants need carbon dioxide to prepare their food, and the process is called the photosynthesis, and the carbon dioxide comes from the animals during respiration. For pollination, in some plants pollination is brought about by the insects, and pollination formation of seeds in these plants would not be possible. In pollination is brought about by the birds, insects and bats. And for the seed dispersal, seed dispersal in many plants is through animals and even man. Fruits are eaten by animals such as the birds who carry them to distant places, and finally the seeds are passed out in their excreta without any damage. and some seeds possess spines or hooks which enable them to stick to the body of animals and thereby helping their being carried from one place to other. Finally, man himself is a great disseminator of seeds, especially those which he uses for his food and other needs. So we can see that plants are also dependent on the animals and animals are also dependent on the plants. Both are interdependent. Animals and plants both are interdependent on each other for their survival, for their food, for their oxygen, for carbon dioxide, for shelter. So both are interconnected to each other. So till here you will take a revision.